Well, hello booktube, hello book friends, welcome back to my channel and to another video. This is a quick update video, a little bit earlier than normal this week because the weekend coming up is going to be quite busy, so I thought I would get this done today, which is Friday, rather than when I normally do them, which is Saturday. I'm not sure that matters very much. I don't think I'm going to read another book in the next, or complete another book in the next 24 hours, so I don't think it will change much anyway. But this week has been a busy reading week for a couple of reasons. One, which you may have already seen, the intro event announcement of video for my reading of A Christmas Carol. So we'll talk about that in a sec. But also I've just had a bit of free time because work's been quite quiet this week. So it's enabled me to read a little bit more, or spend a little bit more time reading. And I've been reading lots of short books this week, which has been good for my Read What You Own challenge. But I think it's kind of thrown me a bit off kilter. I do like a book that I can get into, and without it being like 1,000+ pages long or anything daft, but something that, you know, keeps me engaged and isn't over all of a sudden. And I think this week I've read a few books that have been short stories, books of short stories, and others that have just been kind of over far too quickly. So where do we begin? I'm trying to think where I was. I think last update I was reading and was probably about to finish Sharpe's Regiment. Well, I did finish Sharpe's Regiment, you'll be pleased to hear. And I've got the next one in the series, but I haven't started that yet. But I think I will probably fairly soon. And then I read a crime novel, which I think was on my Kindle because I don't have a physical copy to hand. And that was I suppose it was one of the kind of earlier Scandi noir kind of authors, and I'm going to mispronounce this now. It's Hakan Nessa or Harken Nessa. I'm not quite sure. The A has a accent on it. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce that, but anyway, I'll pick up one side or the other. And that was interesting. It's the first in the Detective Van Veeteren series, and it's essentially a man wakes up, can't remember who he is, or where he is, or what's happened, finds his wife dead, face down in the bathtub, seemingly drowned. Doesn't remember how it's happened. The bathroom door was locked from the inside, so he had to kind of not break into the bathroom, but he had to force the lock from the outside. And he phones the police. He's obviously the prime suspect because there is nobody else in the house, and there's no sign of forced entry or anything. And he is arrested and ultimately is convicted. But Van Veeteren, who is the detective inspector in charge of the case, isn't convinced that he did it. I mean, the man maintains that he didn't do it, although he doesn't remember what happened, so he doesn't know that he didn't do it. But anyway, so it's the story of did he or didn't he do it, and if he didn't do it, who did? And I won't spoil it more than that, but yeah, it was a good read. I quite enjoyed it. I think it was published in the 1990s, so like I say, it's one of the earlier Scandi noir, and it's the first in a series, and I think I've got another couple in that series as well, so I will probably be reading those at some point in a not too distant future. I like having a series with a good character that I can, isn't kind of too flawed. So often you get the series with a detective who is either an alcoholic, a manic depressive, and it just everybody's got flaws, but you can't have so many flaws and still be brilliant. It just doesn't, sometimes just doesn't stack up. Anyway, that was that. Then, what did I read? Sorry, I've got my list down here because I can't remember what I've been reading. I've read so many different things this week. I read this, which was Howard Fast's The Edge of Tomorrow, which is just the coolest cover, I have to say. I really like this cover. It's got the same on the back as well. And this is a collection of science fiction short stories. Some are good, some are not great, but I did enjoy it. Quite short. I think it's only about 120 pages. Yeah, 120 pages. So it's not a very long book at all, and it's like read in an evening. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. And yes, there is a story about a giant ant in it. So I would recommend, if you can get hold of a copy of this. This is quite an, I don't even know if there's a date in this one. This is quite an old copy. So this was printed in 1966, originally published in 1961, and then the stories were variously published kind of before that, sort of 1959, 1960. And it's the large ant is the ant story. So yeah, recommend that. That was good. And I have been, as you may have heard, reading A Christmas Carol. Only I've been reading it out loud from my copy, so that as part of what I'm calling a Dickens at Christmas, and the idea being that if you want to take part, just read. It doesn't have to be A Christmas Carol, it can be any Dickens story between the 1st of December and 12th night, so kind of 6th of January. That's Dickens at Christmas, and as part of my contribution to that, I'm going to publish my reading, and it is my reading, so it's all my mispronunciations, all the stumbles of words and so on, and various sounds in the background, my dog snoring, and the bell on my emails going off because I wasn't paying attention, and I still have my email app open, and it's still open now. The idea is that I will publish there's 5 chapters or staves in A Christmas Carol, and I'm going to publish one every Monday in December. There are 4 Mondays in December, and then the 5th part I'm going to publish on Christmas Eve. So there'll be a 23rd, 24th, because Monday's the 23rd, and then Christmas Eve is the Tuesday the 24th. So that will be the 5. And yeah, hope you enjoy it. Earplugs are optional. So then after that, what did I read? I read a very short book which was on my Kindle, and was an Ambrose Bierce ghost story called An Occurrence at Owlbridge, and that was a bit weird but interesting. It was only 17 pages. I was quite surprised it was even a book in its own right. So I did well there for my Read What You Own challenge in terms of chalking up a book, less so in terms of chalking up a page number count. Then I read a Doc Savage story, which I again pick up, which was A Thousand-Headed Man. Again, quite short, only 176 pages. That was good, but not brilliant. I think it's the second in the Doc Savage series. I've got a few of those. But yeah, it was enjoyable. Just I think the one before, which was the original kind of Doc Savage Man of Bronze, was much better. And I think I read that. I think I might have even read that last year as part of my Read What You Own challenge. So yeah, that was another quick read. And then another quick read, also on sub 200 pages, was Beat to a Pulp Superhero, which was a collection of short stories about superheroes. and that was good. That was good fun. I enjoyed that. It's not the kind of different takes on superheroes, and not the kind of standard fare of this sort of Superman, Spider-Man type thing. But yeah, it was good. And then for novelisation November, which was it still is November, isn't it? So yeah, was this, which is a novelisation of the kind of late 1970s Dick Barton TV series, and this is the novelisation of the first. I don't know how many episodes there were, but they split the stories into multiple episodes with kind of a cliffhanger at the end of each episode. And this is a novel I've got 4 of these, which I think they did 4 stories split over however many episodes, and I've got all 4 of these, so I thought I would read the first one. This was good fun. I enjoyed this. I mean, Dick Barton is kind of a bit of a I want to say legend in terms of kind of radio, TV dramas, and has been around quite a while. Old black and white films, but yeah, this was from the 1970s. This was good fun. Bit predictable, bit of its time, a bit, yeah, as I say, predictable, and but all the same, good fun. And then final book I've read this week, and I only finished this last night, was a Maigret novel. So Georges Simenon's The Saint Fiacre Affair, if I can say that properly. This wasn't great. I mean, there aren't any, as far as I've read so far. I'm trying to read all of the Maigret novels. I think he published 75 novels and some various short stories. And I think this is one of the earlier ones. This is, does it say? It's 14, I think. So this isn't, this was third kind of thing. It was okay, just not, it's not his best. It kind of I felt a bit confused at times in terms of who some of the characters were and what was going on and so on. So yeah, good but not great. But yeah, and so that was finished that last night. I haven't picked anything else up since. So where are we? We are the Saint Fiacre. The Simenon novel, Maigret novel, was my 24th book of my Read What You Own challenge, where I'm trying to read 25 books before I buy any new ones, and that's so one more, and I'm done. I'll talk, I think, separately about what I'm planning to do when I've read my 25th, and my sort of feelings about the Read What You Own challenge. I think I'll do a separate video in the week about that. So yeah, that's my update for this week. Thank you for watching if you have been, and I'll speak to you again soon. Take care now. Bye bye.